Self-improving can literally feel like a thing that you keep saying to yourself or you want to do, but there's always those hurdles, there's those challenges and setbacks where it's like you could make one self-improvement movement, one thing that you wanted to do, but yet not everything else has been done, then it feels like it's bringing you backwards. So there's just so many different things about self-improving that could hinder your growth, and it just doesn't overall feel like you're self-improving. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking about two main things: mindset and also what you actually do, recognizing like those little things will add up. And I'm going to start off with an example of how I want you to view it. So kind of think about the hardest things, but when it was at the time, it seemed pretty easy to do. So when I say the hardest things that most people or some people won't really want to do or are uncomfortable. So it doesn't necessarily have to be extremely hard, but think about the battle that you're feeling with those emotions you internally have. And this goes right back to your mindset as well. So if, let's say, you have to walk into an environment that feels intimidating, yes, a new job can feel that way, but also just let's take it up a notch. A place where you have to present why somebody should buy something, and this is something that's going to change your life if somebody does buy it. So maybe a bidding place, a convincing place, but this is all revolving around actually giving a speech. Now, when these things are going to make you feel like, oh, you're nervous, you're going to have excuses. The overall thought process is not going to be a great feeling, and it's not going to feel like, okay, you could do it sometimes. Now, is that going to stop you from doing it? No. When you're in a predicament or in a situation and you have to make a decision that there is no room to have more months involved, you have to do it now, you will find a way around it. Now, here's the thing about self-improving. It's the exact same concept. If you see self-improving as you have no other choice, so just simply meaning that this is what you want so bad, this is what you've been trying to do for your New Year's resolution, you've had all these things and months went by, now we're in July and you didn't get nothing near anything that you wanted to get done. And so back to self-improving, it's extremely important that you take it as serious as any opportunity in life that you have to take as serious, because you're not going to get a second chance, and most importantly, you have way too much on the line to risk it all. There's certain stuff that you could say, okay, well, this might not be as important and you might be okay with risking it all, but remember, you have one life. That alone should be enough for you to be like, okay, well, I won't risk it all. I'm going to just go ahead and do the things. And at least those little things can add up. And even if it's not done in your timing, it's always going to matter that you're putting the effort in. So let's just get into the mindset that I really want you to have. So when you're walking to that room, your mindset has to shift from, well, I'm going to make it happen, right? And if it's not the best, at least I could say I tried. At least I could say prior to the event, I actually put in the work. So a few things would look like maybe writing down the convincing reasons, the why they should buy this, what this will do for them, the solution that it's going to give, why this is an important product or important thing that somebody just simply needs in their life or in their business, or for whatever reason, there's just so much value to what you are presenting, right? So when it has that much worth, then the audience can't even really know, oh, does this person really feel that nervous, right? You could stutter sometimes, you can feel anxious, you can pause, you can maybe do the ums and the those types of stuff. Yeah, it's normal, it could happen, but it's just about preparation. Now, if you want to really aim for the best that you can, same way with self-improving, you want to get to the best of you can, what it will then look like is nothing's going to get in your way. In other words, you're going to put more and more practice, and however things play out, it'll play that way. So now when you're putting in work on a daily for, let's say, one of your self-improvement goals is going to look like, oh, I need to start running more. Now, if you know to yourself saying, I'm going to start running for the whole week, that's my challenge, and that doesn't sound that realistic, or it just seems like day 2, this is just too difficult to do, what you then need to do is start running in one spot in your home. Something as simple as that can make a change into the preparation that you are putting in for your self-improvement. Let's even say reading scripture. Some people want to start reading scripture and they know they're gonna read and they're not maybe gonna resonate, or they're not gonna connect, or they're gonna feel some boredom, especially if, let's say, you're not on fire for God, or you're not really in the book already, and you're continuing to just maintain your consistency and maintaining your relationship with God in that way, then it's going to become pretty difficult. In other words, some people that just read any other book aside the Bible, they will then go ahead and try to read a few pages. That's going to be the suggestions anyways, because if you're not a reader, most likely you're not going to want to read like, maybe 5, 10, 15 chapters. Some people are really only going to do one page and they're out of it. Like, they don't want to read it, right? So my point is that for one, you have to find solutions that are going to work for you. Now, I feel like another key way to change your mindset and help it get something done is giving yourself two options that is something you're capable of doing. So you're not going to have so many excuses around or why you shouldn't do it. So let's say if it's going to be reading, you can go ahead and say, okay, well, I will read 3 lines. Now, I know for some people, they're going to be like, really? How are you even pushing yourself doing 3 lines? And then some people might also feel like, yeah, 3 lines? I thought 3 words. On the other hand, it's going to be what you feel, because another thing about improving is remembering that everybody's honestly different. And so there's just no way most times that you're going to have these similarities in all aspects with somebody else. This is why really knowing yourself matters as well with self-improving, and what you really know you can do and how you want to do it that's going to work for you. Now, let's just go back a little bit to what I was originally saying. So it could be your 3 words, your 3 lines. That's what you're going to do for one option. And y'all, sorry about the dog. Like, my neighbor's dog, it be barking for real. So anyways, so those are going to be your first option. Your second options are going to maybe look like, let's say, audio. Now, not everybody is an audio lover, but some people are only audio lovers. So that simply means is that you got to choose what you love between the two, or what you're going to do, because it's going to be more enjoyment. Remember, self-improving is also a process of enjoying what you're doing. Like, yeah, you're going to find satisfaction when you reach that goal, but a lot of times I hear people say that the process is the most exciting part, because once somebody gets what they were striving to get, their next mindset shift is going to be, okay, what's next? Okay, we're restarting in a different way. Even though that they're in a different position, they're looking to themselves like, okay, how am I going to get to this part? Yeah, you made this much amount. Now you want to double that or triple that. Now you're going to have to write down the process of how you're doing it, what you're going to cut out, what you're going to add, how you're going to increase money, how you're going to make more than the money that's coming out your account, like those types of stuff. On the other hand, it's just that process that can be so exciting and can bring so much suspense and just eagerness. So I really want it to be that for you. When you're doing this self-improvement process, you're thinking so much of, I love the process, because I'm actually doing things that I can not only be consistent of, but things that aren't feeling like, dang, I'm torturing myself, or this is such a drag, or I hate doing this. Because yeah, sometimes you do have to do things that you might not like so much, but there's also ways to bring fun and excitement into it. So I'll really just wrap up with, find those solutions. Now, I know for overachievers and people that like want to really, really push themselves to the maximum, sometimes you're going to go for the hardest thing. But like I said, with you getting to a 3rd day or just not being consistent and you fall off before you reach the day of your goal, then you got to have a different plan. You have to pivot, because then what you're going to do is say, no, I can. And then you go for the hardest way to do it. You only get 3 out of the 5 or 3 out of the 7, and now you're not satisfied. You're disappointed, in other words, especially if you're somebody that's hard on themselves and somebody that talks down on themselves. Now, this is why this video is going to be a part 2 and probably part 3 and so on and etc., because there's so much more to elaborate with little things that I've mentioned in this video. There's like branches that I want to add on to it. Even the simple things of somebody talking down on themselves, somebody self-doubting, self-sabotaging, those key things happen. It's pretty normal. It's in our nature. And also it's a lot from our upbringing and also what you've been doing to mindset change, have that shift happening if you actually been even doing anything, and if that's something you even really want to do. Because some people, they like to talk to themselves crazy, they like to put themselves down, and that's gonna bring them to that point of like, oh yeah, you do it. So I'll leave this video at this. I hope it was helpful. Please let me know the types of videos you want. And just a PSA, it's not going to just be audios, but sometimes I have things that just come into my mind, especially like when I wake up and I'm fresh. So I really like doing this audio style, but I definitely will be dropping like sit down videos. And I'm not sure of my schedule so much, but you will see those types of videos. You might just see more audio for now, at least, because I like the style. But yeah, just be on the lookout, comment your opinions. Let me know what is helping you out, what is your strategy, things that maybe can help out other people, especially if I haven't mentioned it in this video. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Yes, it helps your girl. Subscribe with that post notification on, and drop any other comments down below. Check out my links if you want to book a consultation, if you need help with any other things. And there's so many other things that I have there to help you just overall have that growth in different areas in your life. And that's it, y'all. Bye.
It could be about anything, self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link.